Our very first speaker, Mr. Aslak de Silva.
So hi, I'm Aslak. I'm a world champion in full contact fighting, 2 times multinational company CEO, and a family man. Do you know how if you meet a CrossFitter, you cannot go 5 minutes in a conversation without them mentioning that they do CrossFit? I took a step further. I wore my black belt here on stage. So you don't need to ask about it, you can just see it, and we can start the conversation quite easily. My wife told me that, please don't do it. You're not a fashion icon, just focus on your speech. But I thought, well, since my family and friends are thousands of miles away, who would know? And then they told me that this is going to be live streamed globally. So I guess I will have something to discuss when I get back home, not only about how my speech went, but also about my fashion choices. But the real reason I wore the belt today here is that I'm used to putting it around my waist, tie it in, and be present. It helps me. It's the routine that I have done in martial arts thousands of times. And to be honest, I also feel that it got your attention, and you are now more present than you were before. And that's what I'm going to talk about here today, the power of presence. My Ignite moment was in a martial arts fight. I had won World Championship tournament in Detroit, Michigan 6 months before. And now I was fighting in a small tournament in Finland against the brown belt, Jori. 10 seconds left in the final round, and I'm losing the fight. I could be thinking, what will my students think about if I lost it? Or what will the media write about it? Or will I lose my spot in the national team? But that's not what I was thinking. In a full contact fight, you cannot be anywhere else than in the fight. So I'm standing there. I take a step forward. Jori goes back. I take a step back. Jori comes against me. Pow! I catch his midsection in liver, which is the most painful punch there is. Jori drops. I win the fight. Presence isn't luxury. It's the turning point. I was 27 years old when my doctor told me, you have so many injuries, you have to stop fighting. Find something else in your life. I was, of course, devastated. Fighting was my passion. It was my only path to the future. After thinking for a couple of days, I thought myself, what if I do the same thing that I did with martial arts? Put everything in my professional life. I had some qualities. I'm disciplined to do, I'm humble to learn, and even if my CV is a blank sheet, white blank sheet like a white belt, I have willingness to learn. And one thing that I can always bring is the presence when I'm around the people. So I started off in customer service, advanced to sales, and within 18 months of starting, I was promoted to be a country manager, leading tens of people. So presence was my first step from zero to CEO. Many think that presence is only calm and peaceful. But actually, presence is like controlling chaos. Think of the movies like when Wonder Woman comes to the scene, she takes her pose. You can feel the presence even off screen. Or when Schwarzenegger walks as a Terminator, everything around him is destroyed and he just moves forward. And funnily enough, if you ever meet Arnold Schwarzenegger in real life, he has the same presence when he enters the room. But luckily, he's a really nice guy and he's not doing that as Terminator, even though sometimes he does play the joke where he's doing that for other people. But presence isn't peace, it's actually power in pressure. I was the CEO of Nordic Business Forum, Europe's biggest leadership conference, with almost 10,000 people in the audience and tens of thousands watching live stream when COVID-19 hit. There I was, as many of you, sitting alone in my living room, opening my laptop. And as a leader, I had 2 options. I could try to hide away, or I could be present for the team. So even if we had a new setup, I could call in people to the Zoom meetings, talk to them every day, and show that I'm there for them. Even if I cannot fix the world, and I don't have the answers, I can be there for the team. And that is exactly what I did. Talk to them and explain to them why I want to work with them, about with whom I want to work, not about what are we going to do and how we're going to fix it. So presence doesn't give answers, it gives others strength. I was teaching my youngest daughter to ride a bike, and she fell hard. She started to look at me. I looked at her. I started to smile, and I shouted, "You broke your record! I'm so proud of you!" She looked at me, started to smile back. She got up and said, "I know, Daddy, and I'm going to do it again." And she did. In that moment when she fell, she wasn't looking for me to fix anything for her. She was just feeling and wanted to be acknowledged. She just wanted to check if I was there to see what happened. And this is actually many times the situation in our lives. The presence that we give for others, help them to breathe. We can tell them that, hey, now you can breathe. We can talk about the future that is positive for them, and they start believing in that. Presence is really contagious if you're surrounded with people who want to be there for you. Now, I don't have a picture or video of that moment when my daughter was learning how to ride a bike, but I have a mark in my heart, which I remember always, the moment, and so does she. So presence is the one thing that always leaves a mark. I didn't take my phone here. I wasn't even allowed to take it. But I'm sure that I'm already bombarded with messages about my fashion choices, maybe some cheers from my friends. But if I had it here with me, it would destroy my presence. I would be focusing on its buzzing. And I think it would be also for you the same. You would be thinking what's happening in that phone. What kind of messages is he receiving? Who on earth would bring the phone here? So phone is one of the biggest destroyers of our presence today. But our mind is also the other one. We wonder, or we start being scared to make decisions. We fear the future or the past. And that's the time when we should actually be present. We multitask with many things, and we forget to be there for the people who are around us. So silence the noise and win the moment. Fighters train for presence in two ways. One is mental. You breathe slowly, you meditate and find the peace in earth. And the other one actually is very physical. You train super hard. Bruce Lee said it well. Don't train until you get it right. Train until you don't get it wrong. I was once sharing stage with Pekka Markkanen, Lauri Markkanen, Utah Jazz's superstar's father. And he was explaining that when they were training with Lauri three-pointers, they didn't stop when Lauri scored one. They would continue until he got 10 in a row. So presence isn't actually mystical, it is trained. Now we all will have these last 10 seconds coming. They can be at work in a difficult conversation or really important sales meeting. They can be keynote speeches on stages like this, or they can be family moments where we really want to succeed. And in that time, if you think what's most important, it's actually to be the present, to be able to capitalize the opportunity, to see the opportunity when it happens to you. So will you notice that one opening that has a chance to change everything? Now, presence doesn't guarantee a victory. It didn't guarantee me to win Jori at that fight, but it gave me the chance to see the opportunity and be able to punch at that right moment. In martial arts, we honor the moment by bowing like this. The reason is that we are focusing on what we're doing. We show respect to the teacher, to the training partner, to the world. So let me invite you to join to do this with me today. So can you please all stand up? Take a good posture. Put your heels together, toes a bit apart, hands on the side. First we take a deep breath, and then we bow, and we stand back. This presence that you're giving to me now feels like a present to me. It ignites warm feelings in my heart. And I hope I have managed to ignite the understanding in you that presence is your power. Thank you.